Hello, this video gives an introduction to British Columbia's carbon neutral government and gives a basic overview of the process. So BC has set targets for reducing provincial greenhouse gas emissions from their 2007 levels for 33% by 2020 and 80% by 2050. The province has legislated that the entire public sector be carbon neutral by reducing its greenhouse gas emissions to net zero each year. And this is achieved by pursuing sustainability projects within the public sector and offsetting measured emissions by funding offset projects that either remove carbon emissions from the atmosphere or prevent future greenhouse gas emissions. So the process is laid out in the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Targets Act, and carbon neutral government consists of 5 main steps to measure, reduce, offset, report, and verify. In terms of measurement and reduction, all public sector organizations measure their energy use from buildings, vehicle fleets, their paper use, and business travel each year. They collect data like electricity invoices and fueling receipts and input these into Smart Tool, which converts it to equivalent greenhouse gas emissions. And all PSOs also undertake projects to reduce their emissions each year. Some examples of these include more energy efficient buildings, switching to lower emission vehicles, or zero emission energy sources like biomass, solar, electric vehicles where they can. And more, the public sector is moving towards having meetings online rather than undertaking official travel for these meetings. The way that emissions offsets work is that these organizations make payment to the Climate Action Secretariat based on their emissions data each year, and the payment is set at $25 per ton of CO2 equivalent emissions. The Climate Action Secretariat then invests in offset projects which either seek to reduce the production of greenhouse gases or eliminate greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. And you can find 3 main types of offset projects on the BC Carbon Registry. These include energy efficiency projects, fuel switching projects, and forest sequestration projects. So ideally, all emissions by the BC government should be offset by these projects in order to achieve net zero emissions each year. Finally, the last 2 steps are reporting and verification. So each year, PSOs report on emissions for the year, their actions taken to reduce these emissions, and the units of offsets they had to purchase to become carbon neutral. The idea behind this is to share details of sustainability initiatives across the public sector so that other organizations can learn from each other and reduce their own emissions. Finally, a random sample of public sector organizations undergo third-party verification just of their measurement practices and emissions reports just to ensure that reporting is accurate and up to date for the year. So overall, carbon neutral government is showing some signs of success. As you can see from this graph, total emissions for the public sector have been falling since 2010 as PSOs pursue emissions reduction projects, and there have also been a variety of offset projects invested in to achieve net zero emissions each year. For more information, you can go to the BC government website on carbon neutral government, or you can look up the BC Carbon Registry, which provides a list of offset projects. Thanks for listening to the video.